Choosing where you shoot will drastically affect your film. For science fiction specifically, it also dictates what life is going to be like in the edit room. So you have to choose carefully. For the shoot, I'm looking at a bunch of bars in Brooklyn, New York, and even an LED volume like they used in The Mandalorian. Just wait till you hear the price tag on that one. First location scout? This might be really pricey.
Oh, no way.
Yes way. Hello, I'm Alden. I'm a filmmaker who's documenting the process of making a sci-fi short film so that you can learn from all our successes and failures along the way, showing you how it's done, not telling you. And this production diary is all about locations. When I was writing this, there was one bar specifically that I really wanted to shoot at. It's called Jupiter Disco. It's in Bushwick in Brooklyn. It is a grungy sci-fi themed bar. It has the aesthetic of this film and would make production design a breeze because it's 95% there already. And I reached out to Jupiter Disco and they said that their rate was about $2,000 a day. And it made me realize like, oh shit, this might be really pricey. So I got a new plan together. I searched around online and put together a list of 20 potential locations. I figured this is gonna be a numbers game. Reach out to a ton. Based on that, a few are gonna respond. Based on that, a few are gonna be interested. Based on that, a few will have the right look. Based on that, a few that have the right look will fall within the right price point. And then I reached out to 15 of them. 5 of them were just backups. Of those 15, 10 got back to me. And after some quick back and forths, 3 turned out to be way too expensive. 1 was closed because of COVID, and 1 ended up actually looking a lot different than I thought based on the photos. That left 5 places to location scout. 3 bars, Deep End, Bazaar Bar, and Bossa Nova, a music venue called Hollow, and an LED wall at Gum Studios. I find that when talking to these location spaces, there's usually one of 2 different types of person you're talking to. One is the business person. When is it? How many people? This is our rate. And the other is like, wow, this project sounds cool. We'd love for you to shoot. What are some of those details? I have found that the best strategy is just meet them where they are. So if somebody is like short, curt emails down to the point, don't write a paragraph about your financial hardships and trying to make something in the middle of all of this. But if somebody is, more interested in the idea behind the film, then you can do that. So I got on the train with my boyfriend, Kevin. He's also doing costumes for the film. We headed deeper into Bushwick to do our first location scout at a music venue called Hollow. First location scout? Hollow is this underground music venue that, based on the photos, I kind of had written off entirely, but the owners were really nice, so I wanted to check it out in person. And the space actually had some potential. It would require a rewrite of the scene from a bar to an underground, cruisy party space, but there was a lot of opportunity for some long shots of people cruising, standing against pillars, things like that. There was this long hallway we could shoot in. Shirley and I were coming up with some ways that we could make it work. But the downside to moving through such a large space is that it would require more lighting and more lighting setups throughout the space.
Am I even exposed?
Yeah, the eye says at like 25,000 now.
25,000?
Oh yeah, look at it though. Wait, hold on, look at it.
It's like 88 gigawatts.
Their rate for the space was super affordable. So this place is actually a contender. So interestingly, the one location that I had completely written off suddenly is sparking new ideas and is really exciting, which was unexpected. So this is kind of one of those happy little accidents that happened, and I'm really glad that I agreed to look at this space because originally I wasn't going to. Then it was off to a bar called Bazaar. Bazaar Bar was very rustic, so the look just wasn't right from as soon as we walked in, but the owner, John, was really cool. He used to be an assistant director in France, and now he's here. He's a filmmaker. He owns a bar and apartments above it. I think he owns the whole building. It was super nice, super chill. Could tell would be a really good person to work with, especially in terms of location management. He was just down. We didn't get to the price or scheduling because the look just wasn't right. So it's off to another bar called Deep End. What's fun about this bar, the Deep End, is actually me and Kevin, my boyfriend, our very first Grindr date was at this bar. There were a few big problems with this space. The bar itself wasn't in an area that was conducive to interesting compositions, and the restaurant was storing a bunch of stuff inside because they were only doing outdoor dining because of the pandemic. And they asked us not to move a lot of that stuff. And they only wanted to give us 5 hours. So this one was a no. But I will say, the owner was incredible. When we said it wasn't gonna work out, he offered to reach out to a network of other Brooklyn bar owners to see if someone else had a space that could work. So didn't work out as a shooting location, but as a first date location, and as far as bar owners go, 10 out of 10 for Deep End. On to the next bar, Bossa Nova. Bossa Nova had this bar set up in a row of booths by a mirror. It also had this dance floor area with a fog machine and this super long hallway. Shirley brought her camera and all the random shots she was getting were effortlessly amazing. We asked about the rate but had to wait to hear back from the owner. Depending on the rate, this place is a serious contender. But in the meantime, it's off to the place I am truly most excited to see, an LED wall. I searched for LED walls in New York and Gum Studios showed up. Their website had a form where you could sign up for a tour, so I did. To me, the LED wall seemed like the most alluring opportunity. We could have our entire production in one location with no company moves. That way we could control for COVID and our locations could be whatever we designed in 3D space. And it seemed really cool. Watching The Mandalorian behind the scenes has me so excited to check out this technology. I'm not kidding when I say this was incredible to see in person. This technology is definitely the future of filmmaking. I asked the technicians who operate all the 3D environments about using the wall for interiors. Their response? Why would you? They said the LED wall is best for outdoor locations or locations that don't exist. If you're gonna make a bar location, why not just shoot in a bar? But I pressed forward and asked how much it cost. Are you ready for this? The LED wall here, as seen, costs $20,000 to $30,000 per day. Let that sink in. I asked if there was an indie project rate, and it actually led to a really productive email conversation with their teams. They wanted to make something work, but it was just outside of our budget. Which means we have to shoot on location, which means I also need to find somewhere where we can shoot the night exteriors. I kind of looked again at potential night exterior places in New York City, came back to some images of Roosevelt Island, which has this brutalist architecture, and decided I would go check it out. We're location scouting in Roosevelt Island. I've never been here before, but it's really cool. I'm definitely on a brutalist kick, and it definitely scratched that itch. There's a parking garage there and one part of Main Street that has these kind of like glass coverings. They had the like cement with the wood grain texture from the molding. I think what's cool about it is that it looks like it could be anywhere and it's not super recognizable as New York City. It was really cool. Okay, so here's the final breakdown of locations. One was too expensive, one wasn't the right look, and one was impractical. So we're down to 2 spaces. One is within our budget, but I would have to rewrite the scene a little bit to fit the space. The other, I'm not sure yet how much it costs, but we could shoot the scene as is. So it all depends on the final rate of Bossa Nova.
Hello.
Hey Shirley.
What's up?
I just heard back from Bossa Nova,
Oh, cool.
and they offered the same rate as Hollow.
Oh, no way.
Yes way. So they,
Oh my god.
with the prices being comparable, I guess it's just a matter of which one of those 2 places you want to shoot in, Bossa or Hollow. So I wanted to see what your thoughts are.
My first instinct is Bossa, only because there's a lot of things that are already there. It's like that character that like adds to like the cyberpunk kind of like aesthetic that we can like go for.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Just off the bat.
Woo,
Yay.
Bossa Nova. Who knew? Bossa Nova.
Bossa. Woo.
Awesome. Making a movie. So as you can see, it took making a list of this many locations to find the one space that worked for our production. And that was just for one bar interior. Now imagine doing this for multiple locations. Now I see why there's entire location departments.